This isn't a topic that I particularly wanted to cover, but after recent events, I feel like it is my responsibility as an adult in the Warriors fandom with a pretty sizable platform to make a video about the problem that seems to have been plaguing the community for years at this point. As you may have heard by now, a very popular Warriors animator named Sagutoyas, or Sally, was revealed to have sent predatory texts to a minor she has been in a relationship with. I use that term loosely. A lot of evidence has come out, and I will cite every source that I use in the description. The purpose of this video is to be educational about both the situation with Sally and how to avoid such situations yourself. I am aware that most of my audience is probably younger children or teenagers, given the nature of my content. The internet is a dangerous place, whether you like to think it or not, but there are some common tactics predators use that can be avoided if you know what to look for. But first, let's talk about Sally. Before I start, I have put trigger warnings for everything I'm going to mention up on the screen. I know these topics can be very upsetting for some people. If you are in any way triggered by these topics, please click off the video now for your own safety. Another thing I want to mention is to not go and bother anyone involved in the situation or anyone making posts about it. The creator of the document has explicitly stated that they do not want to receive DMs about this incident, and I'm sure the others feel the same. At the time of writing, it has been said that Sally is going to make a statement, but that has not happened yet. Sally is an animator most known for her participation in various Warrior Cats multi-animator projects. She's in a lot of the very big popular ones. Earlier today, a Twitter user known as Faye posted a document about Sally, providing evidence that she was having illegal relationships with a minor. There's a lot to read in this document. If you want to know all the details, I will provide the link in the description, but I will try to give a basic rundown here. Essentially, multiple Discord screenshots have been leaked of Sally talking with a freshly turned 17-year-old, herself being 20 to 21 at the time. She is shown in these DMs to be nervous about getting caught and telling the victim to keep their relationship a secret until they turned 18. Despite claiming certain things to be jokes, the evidence suggests the contrary, as there were multiple screenshots of Sally sending ship art to the victim involving both of their personas, as well as not safe for work content to the minor. I will obviously not be sharing those here. Possibly most disturbing of all, it is said that Sally had admitted to feeling physical attraction to the victim, although text evidence has not surfaced about that claim. Needless to say, Sally's exile from the Warriors community is imminent. Members of the Warriors fandom who have displayed predatory behavior in the past have been swiftly dealt with, and I expect the same to happen here. So now that I've given a brief overview of this situation, I would like to tell you guys some advice on how to avoid people like Sally. Sally used many tactics common among groomers, not just in the Warriors community, but everywhere. If you know what to look for, avoiding creeps can be very simple. That isn't to say I believe the victims of this situation were stupid in any way. I simply want to provide advice that can help the more vulnerable members of the community to be safe and careful as possible. Number 1 is the golden rule. If anyone is making you uncomfortable online for any reason at all, block them. That is what the block button is for. Trust your gut. If you have a bad feeling about something, it's the safest thing to do to remove yourself from that situation immediately. Number 2, asking you to keep the relationship a secret. This is 100% of the time a tactic to keep the predator out of trouble with the community and the law. Sally knew she would be ostracized from the community if it got out she was having relationships with a minor and told them to keep it in the DMs until they turned 18. Waiting for someone to turn 18 to pursue something with them is very creepy behavior. Number 3, if you suspect you are being groomed, tell a trusted adult immediately. Tell your parents, tell your older sibling, tell your teacher, tell someone. Adults know how to handle these situations, and they will do everything they can to keep you safe. Number 4, do not let them isolate you. If you are in a Discord server or group chat with friends and or other people, and an adult tries to DM you, it is the safest thing to do to step away from that situation. It is very possible they are trying to get you alone so none of your friends know you're in danger. All this is not to say that you should be terrified every time you log onto the internet. There are dangerous people out there, but hopefully you can leave this video with some good techniques on how to be safe. Now I have a message for the more older adult fans of Warrior Cats like myself. I'm gonna read out a thread by a person on Twitter who I believe wishes to remain anonymous as they are using an alt. I will not link their personal, mostly just because I don't know what it is, but also because they clearly do not want people to know it. Alright, until I say so, everything that I'm going to be saying is being read off of Twitter. The Warrior Cats community is mainly composed of children and teens. The book series is directed at children. On top of this, multi-animator projects allow for children to actively communicate and participate with older members of the community. Map parts also play well into the algorithm due to the frequency in which they can be made and how quickly they can be made. This grows an even bigger demographic. Participating in map projects, builds platforms, establishes connections, and feeds into itself. This allows for the quick and mass growth of animators and artists. Now, with this information listed, we can understand why grooming and is so present. Children are everywhere here. Most of Warrior Cat's artist support comes from children. They interact with children, they even admire and look up to children. As a result, this can tamper with the mindset of an adult, or establish an unhealthy dynamic between adult artists and child admirers. Not to mention, in the scenario that an animator is caught being inappropriate with a child, their audience is quick to forgive them because they can't grapple the severity of the situation. There's almost always somewhere for a creep to go. Now, what can we as a community do about this? Number 1, we establish boundaries. There should be age restrictions on joining multi-animator projects, especially some with heavier themes like gore and abuse. Number 2, we establish informative and protective social norms. Predators are not allowed here. Enforce this, tweet it, post about it in the community tab, create a guide video for children on how to recognize signs of grooming. That's what I'm doing right now. Number 3, Adult Warriors fans should be held to a standard. Red flags should be pointed out. Discussion should be had. The more you hold bigger people accountable, the more likely victims will speak out. Number 4, finally, unity and support. Support and recognize that the community is full of children. Create content that keeps them safe and happy, be responsible, be vigilant, and be kind. We can keep more people safe that way. Warriors should be for everyone, but we have failed as a community to keep people safe. That needs to change. We need to change. We can't prevent every incident, but we can help those who are recovering and those who are vulnerable. And that concludes the Twitter thread. Thank you so much at KTYRBNS. I don't know if I'm supposed to pronounce that a different way. Thank you so much for writing that thread. It is very informative, and it is what inspired me to make this video. I guess that's all I have to say. Sorry if I talked fast and sounded awkward. I'm not used to doing voice-recorded videos like this. I really hope this can help the community to be safer. If you think someone might be in danger, share this with them. Share other resources. We should all do our best to keep our communities safe.